Welcome to Invictus Motors. My name is Basheer Zaheer. We've got a Mercedes G-Wagon. This is the brand new G-Wagon that was launched in 2019. And what a massive step up this has been through just the Mercedes G-Class history. I mean, I've had the G-Classes that were from the 1990s, ones from the early 2000s, 2010 onwards, both the G350s and the G63s. I've had the pleasure of the 2016, 2017 G63s, and now the brand new G-Wagons, and ultimately it couldn't have come in a better form than one that is finished in the specification that this is finished in. I mean, where do I begin with the spec on this? As a Porsche specialist, spec is everything to us when it comes to cars, and when it comes to a G-Wagon, for us it's got to be the best of the best, because for us to kind of go away from this product that we specialize in, which are Porsche 911s, to something equally as special as a G-Wagons, which to this day, believe it or not, are still handmade. Well, starting from the fact that this has the G manufacturer special paintwork. I mean, a lot of the times when somebody looks at this paintwork, they're like, what is this? Haven't seen one in this paint color. Oh, is it a wrap? No, this is a special paint color from factory, starting from the fact this also has the adaptive cruise control with a radar control, so sets the distance, and it's got the lane change assist. These lights there on top of the bonnet are also LED, the LED high beam assist headlights. This being the G63, you've got the wider arches as well. You've got the 22-inch AMG forged alloys, and then of course this being the G63, you've got the quad tail exhaust pipes. You know, you've got the two exhaust pipes coming from this side and two from the other side, and all the way to coming around to the back of this vehicle. This has got the night package, so it's got a consistent theme going throughout the rest of the vehicle. And being a G63 that's done in the region of 20,000 miles, well, just clocking over 20,000 miles, this is in an absolutely sublime condition. It's in practically immaculate, brand new like condition. And the whole point of actually doing this review is not just to kind of talk to you about what a special G-Wagon this is, but why I'm actually finally sold on the idea of a G63 or of a G-Wagon of this era now from 2019 onwards, is because they're finally now drivable, and they don't drive like a tractor on an agriculture vehicle. They actually drive like a very well refined, hand-built SUV. And God, it feels like an absolute tank. I mean, when it comes to cars, there's cars, and then there's the G-Wagon. So let's get to reviewing this and tell you about what it's like to handle, what it's like to drive, and what the spec of this is like. And we'll come back from the test drive and talk to you a little bit more about the exterior and then the interior. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's get to it. So right from the get-go, I mean, in this little village that we are in right now, it's actually one of the best places to actually test the G63 because it's got very tight turning circles, you know, turning into a road, coming out of it, and especially that bend that I just came out to turn right. And this was one of the biggest limitations of the previous G-Wagons, both the G350s and the G63s, whereby unfortunately had very poor turning circle, but at the same time it drove like an agricultural vehicle, it drove like a tractor. You no longer have that issue with these newer G-Wagons and both the G63s. Ultimately, the G63 gives you all the performance you could actually ask for in a car, and it makes the whole ride quality and the whole nature of what the G-Wagons are all about a lot more comfortable, enjoyable, and to a very large degree fun, because being in one of these, just sitting in it and just, you know, poodling around in it, is a very special feeling. And it's special because it's the G63. It's got the 4-litre BiTurbo engine that this produces 580 brake horsepower, 850 Newton meters of torque. The 0 to 62 miles per hour is as quick as what you would expect in a 2014 plate Porsche 911. That is 4.5 seconds. That's blisteringly quick. And yeah, okay, the top speed isn't where it should be at 137 miles per hour, but I don't expect anybody to be taking something like this up to its top speed. So having just done, you know, just this round 1.5 times just to kind of prove to you that the ease and the nature of, look, I'm not having my hands crossing one another. I'm not out of breath, to illustrate the great joy and with the relaxing feeling to drive one of these. And boy, oh boy, does it pull. Yes, it is so effortless. And then things like the lane change assist, and the fact you've got this little light here on the side of the dual wing mirrors, where you've got a car passing by quite, you know, close to you. It alerts you, and just other facilities that makes it comfortable to drive. But you know, right now this is about just putting my foot down and illustrating this. So having to just enter that bend, I love the fact that the dynamic seat options, that this side bolster on the right was just holding me. And if I'm actually going this way around that bend coming up there, you will see that this bolster is pushing me in that way into the seat. It is a hell of a lot of fun, you know, and it's so responsive that anytime there's that slightest of movements in the steering wheel to the right, you see this bolster pushing into the body, and if I'm moving the steering wheel to the left, slightly off center, you've got the right bolster pushing me that way. The fact they're the massage seats, they're both heated, they're both cooling. The steering wheel is a heated steering wheel. It's the AMG sports package steering wheel, which has got, you know, practically, you know, the most high-end facility you could possibly imagine, including the fact you can set your cruise control from there as well. And this cruise control is the adaptive cruise control with the radar control that sets its distance for you. So very handy to have. Now coming up to this little space here where I've got to turn. I mean, this same turning would take 2 or 3 efforts to do, and here the whole steering of it is incredibly effortless. You've got a 360 camera, especially if you're going to be driving this around town or in London or in areas where parking is difficult. It is so incredibly easy. Just seeing that it's showing the curbside there, it's showing the distance that's in front of you, that's to the back of you. It's got this camera at the front, a camera to the back, and obviously cameras to the side to produce that 360 image. Let me actually switch on I'm actually going to switch on the sports exhaust valves. So it's got the switchable sports exhaust system, which is, in my opinion, makes the whole drama and the whole fun that comes with the G-Wagon even more enjoyable. And I'm actually just going to put it into the sports mode. Now it's in sports mode. Sports exhaust is turned on. The suspension is stiffened as well. And this is another thing that I'd like to highlight is on the previous generation G63s, I found the ride very jerky and to some degree very stiff because the suspension was just, I think, in my opinion, atrocious. Definitely on the generation, well, 2 generations prior to that, the generation between 2011 to 2014. Perhaps maybe the generation after 2014, it was improved and it was bettered to some degree. But this generation of it, boy oh boy, I mean, adaptive suspension, you can put it in comfort, sport plus mode, or individual mode. And I'm not going at a really high speed. I mean, this was what, 25, 29 miles per hour, but a beautiful sound that actually you can feel through the driver's seat. This is probably by far one of the most outstanding vehicles that I've ever had the pleasure of driving. It's utterly effortless. And just getting in and out of one of these, I think in itself is an absolute privilege. It's a statement thing where you know ultimately in life it doesn't get better than a G63, and one that you could potentially daily drive and admire, aesthetically enjoy, look at, drive, put miles on. I could live my life like this, and this is how it's meant to be lived. Having just come from the test drive, let me just actually introduce you to the inside of this. This has got the AMG sport steering wheel, multifunctional. When it comes to the Mercedes world, there isn't a better steering wheel than this, which is also heated and electrically adjustable. You've got this dual huge digital screen, and here on the left screen, you've got this phenomenal 360 camera, both with rear cameras, side cameras, front cameras, and it's got the park assist capability as well. And obviously the 3 different diff controls. It's not as if anyone's going to be thinking of taking this off-road. And this also has the AMG driver's package as well. So you've got the AMG seats, with the driver memory package, both the heated and the cooling seats, and you've got this beautiful diagram here of the human body when it's actually sitting down to adjust the seats as you like. The side door mirrors are electrically folding. This has got the night package, so it's got this blacked out theme all the way through, running through the rest of the vehicle, and the seats are either this mocha black leather interior, or Napa mocha black leather interior, or the truffle black interior. But you know, either of these two, they are absolutely phenomenal to look at and just sit in, and they're super comfortable. And what makes these seats even more incredible is that these are part of the dynamic package, the dynamic driver's package. So when you're actually cornering at a certain speed, the seats, the bolster will hold you and hold you tight, so that you're not just sort of moving about. So this dynamic ability of these seats is absolutely out of this world. And if I was to actually go into this menu now, you can set quite a few settings here, starting from the fact that this has got the ambient light control settings, as well as if you were to actually click on the seats, you've got the driver's seat package, where you can adjust certain settings for the driver, but at the same time, you've got the same capability for the passenger seat. So whether you select the driver or the passenger seat, you can select things like the dynamic seat settings, the lumbar support, side bolsters adjustability. But what is one of my favorites is the massage element of these seats, which is a very nice feature to have, where you can actually have hot relaxing back, hot relaxing shoulder, activating massage, classical massage, wave massage, mobilizing massage. This option list here is it doesn't end anytime soon. You've also got the dynamic select options here as well, so you can tune in the various settings of the vehicle, whether that's having it in a sports mode or sports plus mode or a comfort mode, and all of that data can actually be stored here from a specification point of view, and select the various engine data, vehicle data, or the dynamic data, and just features from an extra specification point of view that is here as well. This is the energizing comfort mode buttons here as well. Green light, green, blue lighting, and cool. A refreshing breeze that kind of is blown at you from the back of the seats. Again, you've got refresh, vitality, joy, well-being, training. You name it. It's got it here. And another really beautiful feature that this has is the switchable exhaust system. So if I was to actually press this button, the valves in the exhaust systems have turned on, and this is how they sound like. Obviously this has got the soft limiter, and it doesn't allow you to over rev it when it's parked up. So the switchable exhaust system, the 360 cameras, you've got the adaptive suspension buttons as well, and the various dynamic control settings, starting from individual, comfort, sport plus, slippery, you name it, it's got kind of all the spec that one could potentially throw at a G-Wagon, including the fact that this has got the opening and closing glass roof as well, tilt open glass roof. And you've got this beautiful watch there with the piano inlay look display. This is made out of really high-end wood. You've got the super high-end sound system. The Barmaster sound system doesn't get any better than a Barmaster sound system on one of these. And if I was to go to the back of this, again, very comfortable layout here at the back as well. You got your own settings here for the climate control there at the back. Barmaster sound speakers there on the side of the doors, both there and on this side as well. Now to the back of the car, it's very spacious. These seats actually fold absolutely flat there if you needed to carry any sort of furnitures, etc. And knowing and having described the condition of this, as I said, this is as if it's just left factory yesterday. There isn't a mark, a scuff anywhere on the vehicle, including the fact that there's still some plastic here left on at the back, whereby you know, it's as if somebody hasn't even stripped it fully from when it actually left factory. Just all the finishing and the hinges and everything is just original, spot on. Looks, feels, drives like new, and it's got a full service history. It's still a one owner from new, so practically, you know, just one person has basically sat in it, drove it from brand new. Hopefully I've explained everything on this G-Wagon. If you're looking for ultimately the best G63, you know, this new shape G63 is still with a Mercedes warranty left on it, and practically all the specification in the world that you could potentially throw at it, this has it all. And it doesn't get better than this. So I do appreciate you watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and whatever money we raise out of the YouTube channel gets donated to a UK registered charity. That charity does a lot of work in Afghanistan, whereby they're building a school at the moment. They've built quite a few wells this year. They've got 120 kids on an orphan sponsored program. So if you would like to sponsor an orphan, the link is in the description below if you want to read more about the charity, or if you'd like to donate to them. So once again, thank you very much for watching and being a subscriber, and see you in the future videos. Thank you. Bye-bye.